My name is Richard Harrison. I'm the director of a company called Geminus, and we help companies reclaim the cost of technical developments through the government's R&D Tax Credit scheme. The R&D Tax Credit scheme is a system that helps companies reclaim the cost of technical development. It's not the best named scheme because a lot of companies will think they don't do research and development, but it's not just about research and development, it's about challenging technical activities. HMRC, this is one of the largest schemes they have. They give out around 4 billion in terms of benefits a year. Ultimately, your accountant or your finance department will apply for the money back or for the rebate using your annual tax return. We help you understand, or your accountant understand, what precisely is eligible and what goes on that form. So the money does come from HMRC directly. Well, there's no lower limit, there's no upper limit, but the companies claim between 11% and 33%, depending on a number of factors, including what it is they're doing, who they're doing it with or who they're doing it for, but also their own financial position. Are they in a profit or a loss-making position? But the long and the short of it is between 11 and 33% with no upper or lower limits. There's simply not one. There's simply not one. What we need to do with every single business is sit down and evaluate exactly what it is that they're doing, because you have what's called eligible activities. You have eligible activities and ineligible activities. When you sum up the eligible activities, you can then claim a percentage of those activities as either a tax rebate or some money back. So there simply is no catch. It's not simple and straightforward because you have to understand what you can claim, what you can't claim, and there are a lot of nuances with situations like subcontract, grant funding, assistance and so on, but there is no catch. Okay, again, there are some preset categories, and I won't go into too much depth on these now, but ultimately salaries is the big one. So if you've got people working on eligible projects, you can claim a percentage of their salaries. You can't claim dividends. Salaries, yes. Dividends and bonuses, no. But then you're looking at potential subcontract costs, software costs, materials costs, clinical trials. There are a number of areas where you can claim pretty much any work that's relevant to the technical activity within the project. So as a part of our process, the first thing we do, we have a short phone call or a meeting with the client to help them understand what R&D tax credits are, what activity they're doing that may be eligible, and what information they need to collate for a claim. But that's clarified at the start. It's simple, it's straightforward, and it's no cost to the client. So we always work with people to help them understand what they can claim at no cost. Smallest client we've worked with had spent £10,000 travelling to China to buy some tooling. So entrepreneurs could potentially, as long as they've got a limited company, they're eligible for corporation tax, could claim. But then we go through our largest client at the moment, turns over around £50 million. Any company that's doing technical activity, it's independent of sectors. So you could be working in information technology, you could be working in engineering, food and drink production, arts and creative. If you're doing something technical and you're embarking on some sort of challenging technical or scientific project, then the potential is you're eligible. But we do have 3 quite precise questions that we ask, which you'll hear me asking over and over again, and those 3 questions clear up the eligibility for any client and any project. The 3 questions are something we have a little bit of fun with. We understand the rules and the nuances in depth, and we've brought everything together in 3 very simple, straightforward questions that we ask a client continuously. Whenever you say to me, is this eligible? I will say to you, there are 3 questions we ask you. And by the 3rd or 4th time I've said it, you'll start smiling and you'll know what those 3 questions are. So the 3 questions are quite simple and quite straightforward. Question number 1 is, are you addressing a challenging technical or scientific problem? Now, in most cases, the answer to that will be yes. So we move on to the next question. The second question is, are you seeking a genuine technical advancement with your activity? And what I mean by that is, I was given an example. I had to write our own website a few weeks ago. I had to learn WordPress. To me, it's a challenging technical problem, but me writing a website isn't a genuine technical advancement in the industry. It helped me, it helped my company. It's not a genuine technical advancement. So question number 2, is there something, is it a genuine technical advance that we're looking at? And really this comes into question 3. Question 3 asks, could a competent professional in the field solve your problem with information that's readily available to them? So if I said, Phil, okay, we've got this IT problem, I'm thinking of doing it myself, could you do it? If you said to me, Richard, it's a piece of cake, or Richard, I could do it, give me a bit of money, then unfortunately it's not the sort of thing we could claim for. If you said to me, Richard, I think it could be done, but I'd have to go away, scratch my head a little bit, and that's what it comes down to, the amount of head scratching that goes on, and say, I think we could do it, then we're barking at the right tree, in the right ballpark. So question number 1, is it a challenging technical or scientific problem? Question number 2, is it a genuine technical advancement, not just something new to you? Question 3, could a competent professional address the problem with information that's readily available to them? It's been around since the turn of the century, and companies typically claim, well, there's one of 4 situations. Situation number 1 is they do their own in-house claim, which is dependent upon their own skill, their own knowledge of the scheme. Number 2 is they have their accountant do it for them, and there are a range of challenges, pros and cons of using your accountant. Situation number 3 is they use a specialist R&D company to do it for them, or situation number 4 is they don't do it because they either think they're not eligible or they're not aware of the scheme. There are a number of challenges with the existing model. Firstly, the inconsistency in claims coming from in-house and accountants. A lot of people weren't aware of the fine detail of the scheme, and they were putting in invalid claims, which put the company at risk from HMRC, fines and investigations and so on. But secondly, the typical consultant model was quite expensive. They tend to charge around 20%, we've seen up to 33% of your claim value. So we wanted a nice, simple system that was fairer for the client and allowed the client to keep more of their claim value. So what we've effectively done is we've developed a short, concise system that uses some bespoke software that's been developed by one of our partner organisations that allows us to turn around a consistent claim which gives precisely the information that the accountant and HMRC want in a very, very rapid time frame. So I'll give an example of our last client. They tended to spend 3 days with a consultant preparing the report. We prepared their report in a single hour for a fraction of the cost. So we're disrupting the marketplace by taking a lot less time and giving a consistent level of report at a much more affordable value for a wider range of clients. It's a lovely business to be in because we're always met with smiling faces. And when you talk about the value that you provide and the cost, the first thing you get is a smile or the head going back, really? Is that cost? How can you do it so cheaply? And we've never had the integrity or the quality of the work questioned, because I think people know us well enough to know our background, to know we've got a long-standing history in R&D and innovation and finance schemes as well. So it's been a very, very positive reception. The only challenge we've had is where some businesses have been tied in to an existing provider for 3, 4, 5 years, and are frustrated at themselves for tying themselves into those deals where they want out now, the existing provider won't let them out. So they have to wait till their deal's done before they can then come to us and save. Well, the most recent example, they're paying £7,500 more than they would be if they were with us. So over the next 3 years, they're going to lose £22,500 in unwanted fees. Firstly, I would say that our solution has a very, very simple 5-step process that allows us to develop your claim in a much quicker manner than traditional methodologies, and that saves you management time sat in the room telling us exactly what you're doing, developing your claim for you. That saving in time can then be translated to a saving in cost. So we charge a flat fee rather than a percentage, which in the majority of cases, A, makes your claim significantly cheaper than our competitors, but also you'll find a lot of our competitors won't touch a business with less than £50,000 eligible spend. Because of our model, because we don't need to take these large amount of time to develop these claims, we can go as low as £10,000 eligible spend. So a wider range of clients, a lower minimum spend, a shorter claim process and a reduced fee.
No-brainer, basically.
Absolutely, no-brainer. Our main information is available on our website, rndtaxclaims.com, but I'm also very, very active on LinkedIn, Richard Harrison. If you find me, send me a message, engage with me. I will pick up the phone, have a chat to you at any point about your potential claim, about what your next steps are, and how you can claim some money back for your technical activities.